Welcome back to the John A. Paulson Center for the second semifinals game. To give you a brief recap, DFA destroyed the Guavas 30-15, was it?
I do believe so. DFA looking every bit of the
Yes.
number one seed
The
coming
number
into
one
this
seed.
tournament. Both of
Absolutely.
these two teams here today, I mean, they're going to have their hands full regardless of who wins here in the next round. But nonetheless,
Precisely. Number 2 seed, Ball Shem Tov, going against the number 11 seed, the Schnookems. Schnookems are 3-1 coming into this one, and Ball Shem Tov undefeated. Ben Garcia, give me some analysis.
I mean, first off, as we said, the Schnookems, number 11 seed, 3-1 on the season. I do believe the only team without a winless record here tonight, but they are the reigning champions. So they are certainly looking to repeat on last year's championship, and they are coming off of a bit of an unfortunate, couple of games here. Not exactly the results they might have wanted,
Yes.
but they do have that winning caliber, mentality and history. So they know what it takes to win here tonight. So I'm looking for them to potentially show out and show all.
Add on to that, Ball Shem Tov, the number 2 seed, averaging 50 points per game. 50 points per game, the number 2 ranked offense. So we'll see how they can perform tonight against the number 11 seed, Schnookems. And Schnookems has some baller, Ben Garcia.
Absolutely, they do. I mean, the Schnookems themselves, 3 players over 10 points per game. And of those 3, 2 actually over 15 points per game. One of which scoring 20.3 points per game in Nick Tung. I mean, just an absolute elite scorer here.
Yes.
I believe one of the highest, if not the most points per game out of any player in the league.
Nick Tung won Finals MVP last season, so he's looking to continue his success from NYU Intramurals, averaging 20 points per game. So don't go anywhere, as we will have tip-off coming up soon between the Schnookems and the Ball Shem Tov. Welcome back to the John A. Paulson Center, and we got a good one. Another semifinals, number 2 seed Ball Shem Tov going against the number 11 Schnookems. The Schnookems are the defending champions from last season, and Tung won finals MVP. He's currently averaging 20 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Stud.
Absolutely. But opposite him for Ball Shem Tov, Jacob Bergstein was named top 10 MVP finalist, so certainly the prolific scorer himself, a 15.5 points per game scorer.
And definitely going to be a higher scoring game than the last one, as both teams are very offense heavy.
For sure. I mean, you can certainly see that when, obviously a team like Ball Shem Tov, who's beaten every opponent this season by about 10 points or more.
Yes. And the Schnookems with the tip. Seb Chancellor. Looks like a foul called, or it might be a travel, either one.
And I'm not sure who that player is right now currently with the ball. He's a bit of a mystery man there.
Yeah, a couple of players for the for the Ball Shem Tov without jerseys, making it very difficult for the commentators. But a good inbounds pass, misses it. Seb Chancellor with the rebound, gets it up. Seb gets the Schnookems on the board with that too.
Teal shorts here, taking it up the court.
Yes, teal shorts. And got to give a shout out to Malone Lawman, captain for the Schnookems, also a commentator for NYU Athletics.
Number 5, that is, of course, there in the white penny.
Yes, absolute stud.
Teal shorts. Passes it out wide. Oh, deep shot there.
Rebound, Seb. Takes it out to Tung, the reigning finals MVP, averaging 20 points a game. Gets the nice layup, giving the Schnookems a 4-0 lead.
And I mean, this Ball Shem Tov team, I mean, just a very slow, some would say, but an extremely methodical offense. I mean, certainly always playing the game at their own pace, certainly just trying to, stay within their own game and things like that. And it looks as though...
Right. And we got a ball on the court.
Yeah, from an errant ball here. But we're back.
Ball Shem Tov kicks it out. Nathaniel Heikkinen.
Can't quite get that one there.
So Schnookems looking very strong so far, playing some good defense and even better offense. Tung with the ball. Tung thought about that 3, kicks it out to Chancellor, out of bounds. Ball Shem Tov with the ball now. Got to give a little introduction to our 3 referees on the court as well. Head crew chief Eric Graves, followed with Jake Matthews and Kevin Wang. Rebounds. Schnookems pushing the pace. Malone loses it. It'll be Ball Shem Tov ball. Both teams playing with a very high pace here, Ben.
Absolutely. I mean, as we said, this game 4-0 at this point, but certainly expect this one to be much more of a higher paced, higher action game with a lot more output and scoring than we've seen earlier.
That's
today.
A good pick and roll from the Ball Shem Tovs.
Absolutely. And like you said, just so methodical with their
very
offense.
Methodical.
Always making their nice reads and plays, a lot of
right.
good off ball movement, and most importantly, very few turnovers from this team. So certainly great at taking care of the ball and making sure the ball is the program.
So it looks like Noam Silverman will be shooting free throws after getting fouled after that pick and roll. Makes the first. Little high five from Teal Shorts. I believe Teal Shorts will be Jacob Bergstein. Misses the second. Seb Chancellor with the rebound. 4-1 Schnookems with 12 minutes left in the first half.
You could tell Tung really wanted the ball there.
Tung with a great pass out to Taylor Golden, but misses it. Now it'll be Benjamin Orbach. Orbach went behind the backboard. Seb Chancellor with the ball.
Tung calling for the ball out in the corner.
Tung from the right wing. Passes out to Malone. Malone Lawman in and out with that 3. Rebound, Nathaniel. Nathaniel slowly going up to court. As you mentioned, Ben, very methodical with their approach.
Absolutely.
Constantly thinking about the plays that they'll be running.
Absolutely, absolutely. And especially for a team that is such a high seed as themselves, it really kind of flew under the radar a little bit. Didn't get talked about all that much throughout this kind of tournament and some of the build-up. So obviously one of those teams that you expect to be here, but, certainly haven't got as much shine or attention as some of these other teams, given that they were obviously the number 2 seed.
Precisely. The number 2 seed not getting a lot of media attention coming into this one. Averaging 50 points a game. Definitely one of the highest in the league. Seb Chancellor with the rebound. Calling for a screen. Goes all the way through. Nick Tung gets the pass but loses it. So a couple of turnovers from the Schnookems playing with a very high pace. And that is to be expected.
Kind of a clash of styles here almost a little bit.
And that's a good layup there from the Ball Shem Tovs. Number 2, Joshua Hajibai. Averaging 10 points a game, 3 assists, 2 steals a game.
I mean, yeah, these guys, no wasted movements with this offense here.
Seb Chancellor loses it for a second, gets it back.
Swarming on defense.
Trying to give it out to Taylor Golden. Now Golden gets it back and gets an easy lay.
I mean, yeah, Golden there. I mean, certainly the tallest player on the court at the moment, and using every bit of that vertical advantage that he has.
So here's the Ball Shem Tovs. Little midi.
Can't tell if that was tipped or not.
Nick Tung pushing the pace for the Schnookems. Reigning final MVP. Gives it out to Malone. Malone back to Nick Tung. Some high ball pressure here from Joshua Hajibai. Nick Tung for 3. Bang! Nick Tung with a big 3-point shot for the Schnookems, giving them a 9-3 lead with 9 minutes left.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been eager on the perimeter all night. You can see him just waiting for that ball, wanting it, and certainly wanting to take that shot and bring his team back to the championship just like they did last year.
So here's Joshua. Looking for that pass out to the paint. Once again, turnover from the Schnookem, or from Ball Shem Tov. Seb Chancellor directing traffic. Nick Tung in the right wing. Another 3. Malone with the rebound. A couple of offensive rebounds here, but loses it this time. Good tip there from Benjamin Orbach. Orbach. Short mid-range. Misses it. Malone with the rebound. Malone pushing the pace. Oh, hard foul.
Somewhat of a tactical foul, if you will, but nonetheless a hard foul. They're stopping the fast break. Haven't seen a lot of fast break in this game, particularly compared to the last one where it seemed as though most of the points for DFA did come off the break.
Right.
This game, certainly a bit of a different feel to it.
They're letting the defense really set up and making it hard for themselves.
Absolutely. So, nonetheless, super curious to see how either of these teams look against DFA in the next round.
DFA watching closely from the sidelines.
Oh,
they
absolutely.
will be taking on the winner of this match at 9 p.m. here in center court at the John A. Paulson Center. Malone, no-look pass inside to Tim Columbos. Good shot there.
Yeah, great play from Malone there. Certainly can kind of do it all for this team, is willing to fill any and every role given to him and do so at a high level.
Nathaniel with the bank shot, in and out. Seb Chancellor trying to slow pace, gives it up to Nick Tung. 11-3 Schnookems with 7 minutes left in the first half. Good ball pressure from Ball Shem Tov. Malone misses the floater. Ball Shem Tov pushing the pace. Slows it down. Seb Chancellor with some good defense. Taylor with the steal.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it seems as though the physicality at times of the Schnookems are just a bit much.
Put up in the travel there, but Nick Tung holds on to it, and there's a steal from Joshua. Gives it up to Teal Shorts.
Tries to maybe do a little bit too much there and look for the extra pass when I think he might have been able to take it to the rack.
Malone with an easy floater, but misses it.
He's going to want that one back, isn't he, Joseph? I mean, those are the ones that you go down dreaming about at night and want it back.
You got to use the backboard there.
Yeah, I mean, in a game as close as this, with the stakes that are on the line, I mean, come on.
So much on the line for both teams. The golden trophy sitting by the stats table.
Absolutely.
Both teams taking a good look at it in the pregame warm-ups.
Along with those couple boxes of pizza there that DFA has absolutely mowed down in between games here. They are going to be ready to play in this championship.
I mean, after
with
a
full
hard
stomachs.
game like that from DFA, you got to give him some fuel.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm really looking forward to that one. But nonetheless, we
Ball Shem
currently
Tov.
have basketball on our hands.
Jacob Bergstein doesn't like that screen. Gives it out to Joshua. Joshua, mid-range. Nick Tung with a strong rebound.
Can't
Still
get that to
11-3. Schnookems with 5 minutes left. Malone gets it back. Kicks it out to Nick Tung. Good pump fake there from Nick Tung. Misses the three. Rebound Joshua.
Beautiful little step back there from Tung. I mean, if that would have gone in, whew,
Yeah,
add that to the
you can
highlight
tell
reel.
Nick Tung can hoop.
Oh, yeah, just so fluid. Just one of those guys who just makes it all look so natural. And, of course, I mean, 10 minutes into this game here, the Ball Shem Tov, only 3 total points.
Yes.
I mean, for a team that puts up 50 points per game, they got a lot to do
Denied at the rim from Taylor Golden.
here. Oh, man.
Golden with a strong rejection on Nathaniel Hakaiken.
It looks as though our first kind of substitutions here for the day, both coming from the Ball Shem Tov side.
Ball Shem Tov was seeking some sort of answers here. They got nothing going for them. Only 3 points, as you mentioned, Ben Garcia.
Yeah,
in his first half.
absolutely. It looks like it's Sutton and Rabazadi coming off the bench here for the
Nick
Ball
Tung
Shem
to
Tov.
Taylor. Good footwork from Taylor, but fouled in the process. Looks like they called it on the floor.
Yeah, Silverman
Or it will
there,
be free
I
throw,
mean,
excuse me.
just kind of taking a big old hack out of him.
Taylor Golden will shoot 2.
No doubt about that one. Easy call for the
Easy
ref.
call. Jake with an easy call there. 11-3 Schnookems with 4 minutes left. Clock is running. We do play a running clock until the last 2 minutes.
Absolutely. And I mean, on this other court here, some members of DFA are already getting up shots. One in particular, Mo Ginobili. So I'd watch out for him, ladies and gentlemen.
Mo Ginobili taking some warm-up threes. They still got an hour left, so you know how much they care about this one. Putting up shots an hour before game. So it'll be the Ball Shem Tovs pushing the pace now. Taylor Golden making both free throws. 13-3 Schnookems. Loses it. And he stepped out of bounds, so it'll be Schnookem ball.
Unfortunately, yeah, Ball Shem Tov running out of time here to really get anything going.
I mean, it seems like in both games that we've seen so far, with DFA against the Guavas and now the Schnookems against Ball Shem Tov, there's a clear skill gap between the two teams.
I would say so, which is surprising. I mean, given that, as we said, this is the number 2 team against the number 11 team. I mean, granted, the Schnookems were, of course, reigning champions, but certainly this, and I mean, wow, what an
Now it's
athletic
nice up and under
play
from
there.
Joshua. Can't finish it. Goes back to the mid-range. Seb with a great, strong rebound.
Yeah, I mean, certainly not what we would have expected on paper. Oh,
High ball pressure from the Ball Shem Tovs. A little bit of frustration from
yeah,
Joshua.
frustration starting to flare there a little bit. You know, obviously he heads to the bench there to kind of
And
regain his composure, but,
Yes.
you know.
Perhaps frustration is something that the Ball Shem Tov need to use in this first half. Only 3 points in 12 minutes of play. Timeout called from the Schnookems as Seb Chancellor was tightly trapped
Absolutely.
in the backcourt.
I mean, they are the ones that are up 10 points here. So if you're, you know, on that team, if you're a teammate of his, you know, want to just, you know, regain composure, remember where we're at, remember the, you know, the context of the game at this moment, and just focus on playing your game. Because up until this point, they've been doing fantastic, building a 10-point lead here.
Yes, and both teams get 1 timeout per half. So the Schnookems will be out of timeout with 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Nonetheless, 13-3 Schnookems with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in a first half. Both teams getting some water, going over some strategies. But overall, if you're the Ball Shem Tov, you need to make some shots.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we can keep talking, but they just need to get, the ball in the basket and get some points on the board here. I mean, the only way about it is they just got to make this game a close one, and the only way they're going to really do that is just by scoring. So they just got to keep putting shots up. And I think they got to be a little bit tighter on defense, honestly, especially when it comes to some of this fast break that the Schnookems have been utilizing here.
And perhaps a hard foul to set the tone might be a little helpful here for the Ball Shem Tovs. They've been getting bullied in the paint. Nick Tung with the ball. Gives it up to Taylor in the paint. Taylor bodies Joshua and finishes at the rim. Strong move there from Taylor Golden, averaging 11 points a game and 10 rebounds. 15-3 Schnookem with 2 minutes left. Bergstein to Menicum, loses it. It'll be Schnookem ball. This squad on the floor for Ball Shem Tov just not getting it done so far. Still with only 3 points in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, that's 15 minutes of play there. Certainly not what you want, and certainly not what you'd expect from the 50-point per game scoring
Chancellor
team.
with 3, giving the Schnookems a 15-point lead in the first half. 18-3 Schnookems.
Just under a minute and a half to go here as well in the first half. I mean, this Ball Shem Tov team has certainly got to get something going here before half if they want any chance to stay in this.
Joshua wants the ball. Malone with high ball pressure.
Some frustrations, I think, there, even on the court occurring for the Ball Shem Tov team. Maybe some miscommunication or some, difference of opinions there on which way to go for the team, regardless of, if they want to run the pick and roll, if what exactly they're trying to do. So this offense that was previously so methodical, maybe some of this overthinking is starting to get to him.
I would agree with that, Ben. And Joshua now shooting 2 free throws, and perhaps that might be a better way to approach their offense, attacking the basket, getting some calls from the referees, and shooting some free throws. Misses the first, however, Joshua Hajibai, averaging 10 points a game, 3 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. Nick Tung with the ball. Makes a second. So now it's 4-18 Ball Shem Tov. Turnover. Nathaniel pushing the pace. Misses the layup, however. Gets the rebound.
Kind of snuck in there.
Taylor Golden was there for the rejection, but gets the rebound and makes it. Joshua gets the 2 for Ball Shem Tov. Now 18-6. Malone is there for the easy backdoor
layup.
Backdoor layup, yes.
20-6, 14-point lead still for the Schnookems.
26 Schnookems with 15 seconds left. Joshua
looking to cut the lead to 12.
Misses the last shot.
I think Silverman wanted it there outside in the corner. He was open for that 3 and calling for it. I mean, yeah.
Pretty rough stretch there for the Ball Shem Tovs, only scoring 6 points, averaging 50 a game. Schnookems, however, pretty solid offense, I would say. 20 points in the first half.
Certainly a bit of work to do for Ball Shem Tov here, as we said, to try to stay in this game and just get anything going. 14 points. Obviously, 15 minutes of game time still left. Anything can happen.
Yes.
So don't want to, obviously, don't give up or anything like that. But certainly got their work cut out ahead of them.
Definitely a lot of time left for both teams. But if you're the Ball Shem Tov coming into the second half, got to make some changes. The first half, only scoring 6 points. The number 2 offense in the league. Definitely got to make some adjustments and approach their offense a little differently. Look at some holes in the defense of the Schnookems.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, if I'm Ball Shem Tov, I wouldn't mind looking to, maybe get some more threes up there. I mean, even if we're not making or converting them, at least, shooting these, getting some potential, second chance points and things of that nature.
Just more possessions.
Absolutely. Just giving yourself chances and opportunities. Sometimes, as I said, I think their methodical style can at times be a bit of a detriment, as they're always looking for the perfect pass, when sometimes, it's best to just, let it rip.
Right, let it rip, baby. Keep shooting those threes. Higher pace of the offense. And more possessions will be key for the Schnookems. Or for the Ball Shem Tov, excuse me. But if you're the Schnookems, number 11 seed, man, they look phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, they're telling everybody, y'all must have forgot, all right? I mean, reigning champions, granted, as we said, they do have a loss on the season, but even still.
And I believe that one loss is against DFA.
Wow.
So,
that is
a good revenge spot if the Schnookems are able to get out of this one and face DFA in the finals.
And get this, Joseph, I believe that game is actually after this game, if it is, in fact, to be
Yes.
the Schnookems. So stay tuned. You might not want to miss that.
Definitely not. Ball Shem Tov starting off the second half. Joshua with a difficult mid-range shot, misses it. Nick Tung with the rebound, pushing the pace. Three-point shot there from Derek Zhang. Misses everything. So there's a good bucket for Ball Shem Tov. Now it's 28 Ball Shem Tov, or 28 Schnookems. Taylor Golden working down low.
Fouled. Yeah, I mean, as we said, definitely looking to get something going here. You like to see that start there from Ball Shem Tov. Certainly a positive start here.
Positive start, yes.
Cutting the lead to 12, of course, 20-8, that is, in favor of the Schnookems.
And, man, the Schnookems team got so many weapons. They got Taylor Golden down low. They got Nick Tung and Seb in the perimeter. And Malone, who can slash and shoot. A lot of good weapons for the Schnookems. It's going to be a feisty one after this. Whoever comes out, most likely going to be the Schnookems, based on how it's going so far.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And, I mean, they're bringing that lead to 14.
Golden makes both free throws.
And, I mean, you love to see that, I mean, obviously, you got to convert those easy points.
You have to, especially if you're the big guy, because you're going to get fouled down low. Bergstein kicks it out. Orbach back to Bernstein. Bergstein with the float. Fouled. Excuse me.
I think that was actually from another court. I mean, we got quite the amount of games going on here.
Yes, we got the Recreational League playoffs happening in Court 2.
So stay with us on Court 3 here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, you want to watch the competitive league, not the recreational one. Mid-range J, in and out. Seb Chancellor had it for a second. Gets it back. Looks like it'll be Schnookem ball. Or Ball Shem Tov ball. Nathaniel with the inbounds pass. Out to Joshua. Joshua. Double teamed. Loses it. Seb Chancellor with the steal. Pushing the pace. They got numbers. Nick Tung fakes a three. Finals MVP from last season. Got fouled. Still 22-8. Schnookems with 12 minutes left. Nick Tung shooting 2 free throws.
I'm sorry, Joseph. I just got a little distracted there. I think on that recreational court, they actually have a coach wearing a full 3-piece suit. With a clipboard in hand as well. Looks like Larry Brown out there.
They take their recreational basketball seriously.
Wow. You got to love it. I wish we had some coaches on Court 3 here, I got to say. I mean, maybe a team like Ball Shem Tov, maybe they could use a coach at this point in the game.
I would agree. Ball Shem Tov needs some guidance on the court. Only getting 8 points for the number 2 offense in the league, averaging 50 points per game, having a lot of struggles tackling this defense from the Schnookems. Nathaniel misses the mid-range. Golden with the rebound, loses it, gets it back. Kicks it out to Malone, but Malone loses it this time.
Game's starting to get a little frantic here, you know. A little looking for both teams, I think, to probably settle down here a bit.
Ball Shem Tov is getting a lot of possessions here. They have to convert these possessions just like that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to go in the hole.
Gets 2 and cuts the deficit to 13 points. 23-10 Schnookems with 10 minutes left. Still got a ball game here, folks. Only a 13-point game. Golden. Big man working in the post. Travel called by the crew chief, Eric Graves. Joshua with the inbounds pass. Ball Shem Tov getting a lot of chances here now. Couple of turnovers from the Schnookems. They got to convert here. Joshua. High ball pressure from Malone. Good pass, but loses it.
Darn, I mean, yeah, this is Ball Shem Tov team not looking anything like the team that we are familiar with. I mean, as we said, we hate to keep going back to it, but I mean, this is a team that has scored 50 points per game and beaten every opponent.
Malone, dribble drive, gets the floater.
By double digits, and he's looking for the foul there. I mean, I wouldn't have, he has a bit of an argument, I think. Could have been an and one.
I agree. Some soft contacts.
But I'm happy to see the ref, let him play on. Don't want to involve yourself too much in the game.
Absolutely. And this referee crew is phenomenal. Eric Graves, Jake Matthews, Kevin Wang. Phenomenal crew. Nick Tung with a strong rebound. Schnookems still up 25-10 with 9 minutes left. Nick Tung with a strong take to the basket. Fouled in the process. Will shoot 2 free throws. Reigning finals MVP looking very sharp in this one.
Absolutely. And on both ends of the court as well, I might add.
Yeah, very active on the defensive end with some good ball pressure. And on the offensive end, constantly looking to attack the basket, not settling for the threes, even though he's a phenomenal shooter.
Absolutely. I mean, just such a diverse attack on offense at all levels of the game there.
Nick Tung makes the first. Makes the second. Absolutely strong shooting performance from Nick Tung. Automatic from the free throw line. Bergstein with the righty layup, misses it. Nick Tung going strong to the basket. Rejected by Joshua, but there's a foul called. Looked like a clean block to me, Ben.
Yeah, I didn't see a foul there myself, but it looks as though, as you said, the head official there, Eric Graves, saying as though he made contact with the back of his head, unfortunately. So that's the reasoning there. But I don't know. I'd have to take another look at that one, honestly.
Yeah, going to need a replay on that, and Nick Tung misses the first.
I will say, though, that is some of the difference we're seeing here. I think both of these teams are showing the ability to get to the basket and get to the rack, but just, the Schnookems, when they're getting into that last kind of sector and trying to finish, they're just a little stronger, I think, to the basket there, whereas Ball Shem Tov just doesn't quite have the finishing necessary.
Yes, they're struggling to finish. 28-10, Schnookems. Joshua fouled. Looked like it'll be on the floor.
See, and those are the kind of shots that they need, except we just need it to happen when the game's actually going on.
7 minutes left in the second half. Nathaniel misses the layup. Jump ball called. Will be Schnookem ball. Still only 10 points from the number 2 seed, Ball Shem Tov. Not going to lie to you, Ben. Expected a little more than this.
Yeah, I think in some ways we've been both let down a little bit by the competitive balance of these two semifinal matchups. But I have a hard time feeling like we'll be disappointed in this next championship game.
I agree. Nick Tung, jump step, kicks it out. 3-point shot from the Schnookems. Front rim and goes in. So Schnookems now with a 21-point lead with 6.5 left in the second half. Ball Shem Tov got to play with some higher intensity now.
I mean, at this point, the team that drops 50 might get 50 dropped on them.
Except Chancellor with the inbounds pass. Ball Shem Tov gets that 2, looking for the foul. High pick and roll. Malone for 3. Back rim. Rebound Nick Tung.
Oh, wow, what a beautiful pass.
Malone kicks it into Seb. Beautiful ball movement from the Schnookems, and Seb Chancellor fouled with the basket.
I mean, they are looking every part, the reigning champions, in this matchup here. I mean, the ball movement on offense, just the fluidity, it's beautiful to watch. I mean, that might have been one of the best baskets all day.
Absolutely. Behind the back pass from Nick Tung to Malone, and Malone kicks it into Sebastian Chandler, who absorbs the contact and finishes strong at the rim. Timeout called from Ball Shem Tov, down 21 points with 6 minutes left. 5 minutes and 39 seconds left in the second half. So now Ball Shem Tov out of timeouts. If you're the Ball Shem Tov here, what do you do, Ben?
I mean, what can you do, really, at this point in the game with a score deficit as large as this one here? I mean, just got to keep shooting and got to stop giving up easy transition buckets there as well. I mean, but I don't really know all that we can really do at this point. I think, unfortunately, you know, the clock ain't striking big night tonight.
Yes. 5 minutes and 39 seconds left in this one. Schnookems up 21 points, 33-12. Players coming back onto the court after that timeout. Seb Chancellor will shoot a free throw as he got fouled with a basket, looking to extend the lead to 12 points with the free throw. And as we've been mentioning, following the conclusion of this match, it'll be the number 1 seed, Deep Family Affinity, going against the winner of this one, looking like it'll be the Schnookems.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to that matchup, honestly.
22-point lead for the Schnookems, 34-12 with 5.5 left. Goldstein gets the runner.
Oh, now Ball Shem Tov seems to have really
High ball pressure, and a timeout from the Schnookems, up 20 points.
Yeah. Speaking of matchups, though, Joseph, I mean, I can't help but notice, I think Vishnu Mata might have some competition here for best outfit of the day. Number 4 there looks like for the Schnookems. I think he's got some high top Converse on with a beanie.
I did notice that. Definitely got some flair to his style game.
I cannot wait to see the one-on-one matchup going on between these two gentlemen later.
I believe his name is Harlan Banks or Matt Wiseman, either one. We're having some difficulty here with connecting to the stats table. Unable to identify the individual with the Converse high tops and the beanie on the court, but definitely killing it with the style game. We also got to mention that it gets quite warm in the Paulson Center.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's just a cold-blooded killer, isn't he?
Cold-blooded killer. Nick Tung, the reigning finals MVP, gets the easy basket.
I think he might even have an Apple Watch on. Oh.
It's a good addition to the style, I would say. Malone with the rebound. Malone looking to feed Nick Tung. Nick Tung gets the pass, fakes them out, and gets the easy float game. Everything going for the Schnookems now. 38 points into this one. 4.5 left. Joshua. Out to Nathaniel. In and out with that 3. Rebound with Ball Shem Tov. Fouled in the process.
Silverman a little upset there with the call and the way that it was handled.
Yeah, after you mentioned it, Ben, I can't help but notice the style game from our fella. Absolute stud. I want to think he's Matt Wiseman. Malone with the inbounds pass.
Wiseman wants the ball in transition. Here we go. Is he going for a dunk?
Easy layup for the Converse.
And a little LeBron celebration coming down the court as well.
The Converse really giving him that extra bounce that he needs.
I mean, if you squint, I think it looks like Bill Russell down there.
Definitely championship material. I would agree, Ben. The reigning champions, Schnookems, with a commanding 25-point lead. 3.5 left. Or Bergstein misses the first, misses the second. Chancellor with a strong rebound. Gives it up to Malone. Malone fouled by Joshua. Interesting foul there from the Ball Shem Tovs with 3 minutes left.
25-point deficit at this point, 40-15 here. I mean, wow.
Why would they foul Malone here, Ben? It looks like they want to try to play the foul game, as it'll be 1-1 with 6 team fouls on the Ball Shem Tov. Malone makes the first. Interesting decision from the Ball Shem Tov, trying to stop the clock perhaps. However, this clock does not stop until 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, 25 points in 2 minutes. I don't care who you are.
Even
if you score 50 points per game.
Nathaniel fouled. Excuse me. It'll be Ball Shem Tov ball. Ball Shem Tov. Now they're fouled. So it'll be Menachem Rabizadeh at the free throw line. All air on the first one. Second one is good.
Made up for it there. Certainly redeemed himself on that second shot.
Yeah, at this point, you're playing for pride. You're playing for personal ego.
2 minutes. Oh, wow.
What a beautiful pass from Nick Tung. The reigning finals MVP, Nicky Tung. Nicky Tung loses it. Back to Malone.
Looking like they're just trying to wind down the clock here. Oh, and he still comes up for 3.
Easy bucket for Nicky Tung.
Wow. I mean, he doesn't miss those.
What a phenomenal player, Nick Tung. Reigning finals MVP. Got a deep package with this game. 44-16 now for the Schnookems with 1:20 left. What a game it has been for the Schnookems. All-around domination, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the Schnookems just really just having their way with this Ball Shem Tov team, unfortunately. And like we said, not exactly the matchup that we were anticipating.
That's a good pass from Joshua. No-look pass to the teal shorts Bergstein.
You got to admire the fact that they're still, still fighting, still going all out
Yes.
there and putting it all on the line here.
Definitely made an adjustment, playing with a more methodical style in the first. In the second, more of a, what's a good word, Ben?
I think a style that maybe they'd like to get back to the meeting room and the drawing board and think about once again, because I think anytime you lose by 25 points or so, there's certainly things to improve on. But
Yes.
but nonetheless here, I mean, obviously they did make it here to the Final Four, which is an accomplishment all in itself. It's such a competitive sport here at NYU, particularly as intramurals are concerned. My understanding is it's the most competitive sport.
Very competitive indeed. A lot of trash talking in the quarterfinals. Seb Chancellor really got into it. One of them, dunk attempt there from Seb. Bergstein. Easy lay.
Tung is just throwing up these alley-oops. It's like the Lob City Clippers all over again.
Lob City. So, looks like they stepped out of bounds on the inbounds pass. So, Ball Shem Tov
Oh, wow.
unable
Got
to capitalize.
there.
Seb Chancellor looking to finish strong. Gives it up to Nick Tung instead.
They're just toying with him at this point.
I mean, now you want to add some to your highlight reel with 40 seconds left.
I mean, if Sebastian, if you would have converted.
Joshua with a half-court shot almost.
Wow.
Emptying the bench now. Waving the white flag is Ball Shem Tov.
Yeah, I mean.
Still playing some good defense, however. I would love to see a Seb Chancellor dunk if possible.
They're still continuing to score points here. What do we think about this, Joseph?
I believe it is for the MVP race. The league MVP race. Trying to stat pad a little bit. Add a couple points to their overall averages. So it looks like Seb now will dribble it out.
Maybe take a 3, though. I mean, why not? We're here.
Or go for a little yam.
Yep, knew it. Ah.
48-21 for
And
the
that'll
Schnookems.
do it for us. Next up,
Absolute domination from the Schnookems, and it'll be the number 1 seed, Deep Family Affinity, taking on the number 11 seed, Schnookems. We'll be right back.